Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the greatest show on earth. I'm your co-host, Caleb Griffin,
I'm your other co-host, Evan Lytle,
and this is Two Nerds on a Boat That We Don't
that
Own.
we do not own.
Cue the theme song.
Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat that we don't own. Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat that we don't own. It's Caleb
and Evan
and
Caleb,
we're on a boat
and we don't own it.
Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat. Two nerds on a boat that we don't own.
How's your week going, man?
It's going. Nothing good, nothing bad.
Yeah,
I started my new job. It's at a chiropractic office, which is pretty cool.
nice.
I learn how to massage and stuff, and I file papers. Which
Nice.
honestly, I mean, it's kind of boring, but it's kind of fun because
Yeah.
like you get to like search for names. It feels like a little mystery or scavenger hunt. And you just put papers in. It's like, okay, done, and then move on to the next. But I mean, it's fun and it puts a little money in my pocket. So,
I turned 20 on Saturday, so that was cool.
hmm
I feel old. I don't like not being a teenager, but it is what it is. I'm still the same fun guy. But yeah, so
just older, man.
just older.
Actually, I'd gotten you a little gift, but I was out of town Saturday, and I texted your sister. I was like, "Is Caleb home Sunday?" And she's like, "I don't think so." I was like, "Well, shoot."
Dadgummit.
Uh, I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you.
Uh-oh. This is exciting.
So this is only like part of it,
Uh-huh.
but you actually put me on to this.
Oh, snap. The white gummy bear
Yeah,
4 count.
four
Bro,
count, and then I really didn't know if you had it or not. So from Seinfeld.
dang. I do not.
Cool.
So,
But I was looking everywhere for the J. Jonah
yeah.
Jameson,
I've been
and I was
looking for
asking
it too.
around, yeah, and they were like, "We don't have it yet," and I was like, "Dang!" And I was
Yeah.
like, "Well, I don't know what all he has or what he'd want, so I'll just go with Newman."
Newman
Because I
works,
mean, you have
man.
a big collection.
Yeah, as you can see behind me.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I have Jerry and George. Newman's definitely a great addition. I love Newman, dude. He's so funny. Um, Me and Daniel were actually watching the contest episode where they see who can go the longest without
Oh yeah, yeah.
and yeah, it made me laugh.
I lost.
I say we talk about She-Hulk first because that's what I care the least about at this point. And it's getting to the point to where it's not that I just dislike She-Hulk. It's the fact that watching She-Hulk makes me mad.
Yeah,
Like when it first started, it was like, this just isn't good. I don't like this. Now I get angry when I watch it.
yeah.
And I don't know why I'm still watching it. I guess because Daredevil, but
Pretty much. And I
um,
mean, I'm this far in, so like, why stop?
why stop? I mean, today's episode literally made me angry because you're 7 episodes in at this point, and you have a smidgen of a plot.
Yep.
Like, this isn't Seinfeld, the show about nothing. Okay, that
hmm
show is actually good and funny. This show sucks.
Yep.
Like, it's it's making me so very mad, and like the whole thing with Emil Blonsky having like a therapeutic camp. Like, I don't, what's the
Yeah.
point? It's not funny. So what's the point if it's not trying to be funny? Like, I'm
It was
sure
just
by
like,
the end
yeah,
of it,
I'm better. Yep, I'm no longer the abomination. It's like, yeah, you established that in like the first two episodes. There's really no need to.
I mean, I guess the blood thing is cool, but the thing is, you had a Hulk in existence the entire time in the MCU. Why did no one care about his blood?
Yep.
Like, why are y'all just going after Jen Walters? I don't get it. And they literally, I think Marvel knew this show was going to be bad, so they teased Daredevil as early on as possible so people would keep watching
Yeah.
it when the show came out because it's a bad show.
I agree. I mean, I think I think the idea of like, oh, let's just get She-Hulk's blood because she'll definitely be easier because it's She-Hulk. You know, I think that's just supposed to be for their message of like men or women are as strong as men. But like, okay, you still haven't actually told like what you want to do with the blood. You just want to get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose the idea is that they're going to try to do super soldiers. That's what my guess would be. Um, I didn't care for. I mean, we talked last week's episode. They're like, yeah, we know we just showed you something awesome, but let's watch a wedding. And it's this week. It's like, yeah, we distracted you, but we're gonna do it again because here's this like reformation camp that we really have no purpose for. But you can watch it for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
It's a miss entirely.
entirely. It's a 0 out of 100 at this point. Because at least like the earlier episodes, they were kind of funny. At least.
Yeah.
Like I still think the funniest part in the entire show is when the guy jumps out the window. That's still
Like,
the funniest part.
I can't die.
Yeah.
Like, we're just gonna take it to court.
That's still like
Um,
that's the most I've laughed at anything in the show. Like this
I think
episode, I
so.
literally didn't even come close to laughing. And there were so
Mhm.
many jokes.
It was
And
just
I
kind of like, okay,
like I guess it's kind of cool. Maybe we got our first vampire in the MCU if he actually is a vampire.
yeah,
I mean that might be something. I doubt it's gonna materialize into anything, but
Blade. Doubt
possibly.
it.
I
I think I
mean,
would actually be very hurt if
I would
like an
too.
introduction to Blade, She-Hulk, and be like, out of all your opportunities, you chose this show.
Do not associate Blade with She-Hulk, please.
I know,
Don't.
yeah,
I hate that Daredevil's even associated with the show, but gosh, it's just bad. But
yep.
with that being said, we now have the good to talk about because Andor episode 4 released, and boy oh boy, this show is so good.
It's carrying, dude.
It's so carrying.
She-Hulk is a miss, and Andor is just carrying my year. So good.
Literally. I mean,
Oh,
this time last year, we had Hawkeye and Boba Fett. And
hmm
Hawkeye, in my opinion, was carrying Boba Fett.
yeah,
And now it's flip-flop where Star Wars is carrying the MCU because
yep.
and it's a much more drastic scale because She-Hulk is significantly worse than Boba Fett.
Oh
And
yeah,
as much as I love Hawkeye, Andor is just like a near perfect show as of right
it
now.
really is.
It's so insanely good. We're seeing how the rebellion gets started and like how like dark and brooding like the rebellion has to be, where like, you know, Luthen literally says he's not afraid to kill people. Like,
Yep.
it's showing that side of the rebellion we haven't seen before, and I'm all for it because I love it. And the sky blue kyber crystal, I'm like, what's up with that?
Yeah,
Like, I don't. This show is so good and it's intriguing, and I'm so excited for Wednesday because I want to see how this goes.
I know. And I mean, it's what I had talked to you about. It's 12 episodes. That's what we found out last episode. And they dropped the first three. And I guess they're doing an episode a week.
Yeah.
Or this week was only one episode. I figured, if they do 3 episodes every time, it's 4 weeks. If they do one episode, that's a school semester. That's 9 weeks of Andor, which I'm okay with. I'm perfectly fine with.
100%.
I think it's definitely worth the wait of a week. But in that, it's also like, man, I have to wait a week for this,
Yeah.
because it's just so good. Episode 4 continued with the train. Like we were all a little nervous about it. We are like, well, the first 3 were really good, so what's going to happen? But it still carries the hype and the just
Yeah.
emotions, really, just like the way you
Absolutely.
feel about the show.
I mean, we saw Coruscant for the first time since episode
hmm
3. Like,
And
I
like
was
we see
under.
it like evil, I guess. Like
Yeah.
it's under the. I'm like, wait, hold on. Coruscant was a good
Yeah.
planet, wasn't it?
It was where the Jedi Council met. It was
Yeah.
like the cap. It still is the capital of the galaxy. It's just under Empire rule. And I was thinking like, I assumed they just destroyed Coruscant or something, but
hmm
no. Like this is like the FBI for the Empire. This is where they go. This is it. Like
Yep.
and it's really cool to see. Um, and I mean, the whole idea of like this Suicide Squad type of thing going into a Imperial armory that we're
hmm
gonna hopefully see next episode. It's a lot
I
like
know.
Rogue One. Like these people are willing to lay down their lives for this cause, and it's awesome to see. Obviously, we know Andor's not gonna die. Somebody probably will though, if I had to guess. And I mean, that just makes the show more humane because in
Yep.
situations like this, people have to. I mean, and it's not like I don't know, man. This show's just great. And
It really is.
this episode, there wasn't any action in this episode really. It was
Mm-mm.
just building up to what's going to be next episode. But even in that, this episode was still fantastic. Like it wasn't boring, even though I feel like this was the episode that was supposed to be to
Yeah.
build up to other stuff, and it wasn't. And that's incredible because shows really have a hard time doing that these days.
And it was the same as the first three episodes. Episode 1 and 2, I mean, there wasn't really a whole lot going on. It was just setting up the
Yeah.
plot and getting you familiar with the characters. And then episode 3, like we discussed, I mean, it was one of the coolest episodes I think I've
Yeah.
ever seen. And so then 4 kind of like it's like a curve, I guess. Like it's we set up, we show you, it goes down back to set up. Then if something cool happens, then it's like,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that train. It's
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
it's worked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. It's I love Andor so much right now. Like literally my favorite day of the week is
is
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I wake up, me and Caleb film Caleb A or we record Caleb AM. We go to classes, we come back and we watch Andor. And that's just dude, it's a great sequence. I mean, I love Andor so much. And when I found out like it was 3 episodes week one, I was like, holy crap, this is great. And then it
hmm
became even better. And I didn't think they would, but I was really hoping for 3 episodes again
I
because I
know.
just wanted to sit and watch Andor all day. But
That
yeah,
was me as well. I was like, man, I hope it's another 3 episodes. I
yeah,
was like, but then it could be over quicker. But then I just rewatch it.
yeah.
So
But it's so weird. My emotions, it's like Wednesday Andor comes out and I'm like up here and then, you
and then
know,
Thursday She-Hulk, and you're like, nah.
like I don't even know why. Like I guess I have to watch it because I'm so invested at this point. But I just wish I
Yep.
would have never even started it because, gosh, it's bad. Like I'll wake up early to watch it before school, and I don't know why. Like I should just sleep in for 30 extra minutes. Like why do I even wake up early to watch it? But gosh, it is. I'm gonna go. I don't know if I can say this yet because I mean it's so weird to me that like the MCU has had great shows, but and bad shows, right? Star Wars has either had like near perfect or very bad.
Yep.
Like it's such a bigger gap between because you have Andor and the Mandalorian, and then you have like Boba Fett, and then way down here is Obi-Wan. And
Yep.
then here you got, in my opinion, Hawkeye, Loki, uh Falcon Winter Soldier, maybe. I'm sure I'm missing some shows. I just forgot all of them at this point. But and then you got like She-Hulk way down here, but there's not that big of
Yep.
a gap. And like I don't know. I don't get why we can't just get this like all the
Yeah.
time. Like obviously you have the people who are creative enough to write these stories. Like why I don't
Just
know.
find them. Yeah.
Literally, like man. But yeah, I think that might wrap it up for this episode.
I think so. Well, we do have some pretty awesome
Oh,
news
of
as
course
of
we forgot about
yesterday.
this. Dude,
Hugh Jackman supposedly coming back as Wolverine. I'm really rooting for it.
that was awesome.
I want
That
it
made
to
my day.
happen. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like everything was blowing up, like Deadpool 3, Deadpool 3. I'm like, what just happened? And I found out, I was like, no way. And then just they're like, yeah, it's still canon because Logan's like 2029, Deadpool's 2024. I'm like, well, they've got a point, you know?
Yeah. And
Um,
John Krasinski's tweet.
yeah.
Mm,
Wait, this is our movie?
oh my
What?
gosh. Imagine that cast though. Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and John Krasinski. What a movie that could be.
Because
Like,
like you
oh,
wouldn't have to take it seriously, but it could still possibly be
yeah.
canon. And I'd love part of me would love for it just because I mean I could see it happening with Marvel now. but also just because it's Deadpool, just him on like his laptop at the very beginning, having a folder that says like MCU. He has like the X-Men folder. He just like clicks it and drags it into the MCU folder, like no context, and then
That
like the
would be
universes just
awesome.
merge.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let me just save you some troubles. Click, you know. And then like Wolverine just pops up.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited for this. So like I'm just so excited for this just because with all the questions that have been around, Deadpool in the MCU and X-Men in the MCU and even Fantastic Four in the MCU, imagine like Deadpool being the thing that ties it all together.
Yeah.
Not what you expect. Like I think a lot of people expected Ant-Man to do some of that with all the quantum stuff going on, but we're gonna
And
get
it could.
yeah.
I mean, Ant Man will come out first. So
Yeah. And then even with Spider-Man, I think some people expected the multiverse to be the reason why we got all of these characters. But they're basically saying now that like Fantastic Four is going to be there's a Fantastic Four that exists in the Earth we already knew, not the one that we saw in Doctor Strange. So, I mean, this is just it's crazy to think that it's going to be, not Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, or something like that, but Deadpool. That's gonna bring all this stuff together if that's how it works.
Yep.
But very excited for it for sure.
For sure. I guess that's it now. I mean, Hocus Pocus 2 comes out tomorrow. I mean, I like the first one. I don't know that I'm gonna watch the second.
Yeah.
Kid Cudi's animated film Intergalactic comes out tomorrow. I might watch it just for the music.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of stuff right now. Just some shows, some news. Yeah. But it's I mean, it's been a wavy boat ride these past couple of months, but
for sure
we're surviving. We're hanging on.
There's rumored gameplay. I was watching a video on this for Spider-Man 2
I
to
saw
come
that
out
too.
soon. Yeah, I was like, I need it too.
I really do. Please, for the love of all humanity, please just give us something. Like, and I keep hearing all these things like it's exceeding expectations. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, it's like what?
It was already expected to be perfect. Like, how can it exceed it? Please explain.
A game that came out 4 years ago is already considered a classic. It hasn't even been 10 years, and like this game is like, oh man,
that is like it is the game. And now the second one is exceeding expectations. Like, just give us something.
Like, just show me something. Yeah.
Like,
soon. I don't know. Sometimes I say soon, and I'm like sitting there and I think about it, I'm like, it's really kind of far away just because I anticipate it so much that it's like it can't get here quick enough. So it's like I can say soon as much as I want, but for me, it won't really be soon.
Yeah.
It'll feel longer just sitting there. Man, I want it.
I need it. I need it. Oh wow. Maybe there's more around than I thought. I was thinking this was going to be like I completely forgot about all the Deadpool stuff though overnight, I guess.
I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And then just okay.
She-Hulk, man, it took everything out of me.
I know.
It's so bad that I forgot everything that had happened the day before.
Yeah.
I hate She-Hulk. 2 more weeks. That's all.
2 more. I know. I think.
Oh my gosh.
Honestly, at this point, I should start putting money on it. But I think Daredevil's not going to come into like episode 9.
Yeah.
But he might have a big enough role that he comes in at episode 8, and so it's like a 2-parter. That's what would stop me from putting money on it. Is like, well, he could come in episode 8.
What I'm predicting is going to happen is that something with her blood is going to put her in this big predicament. And at the end of the episode, Deadpool's going to show up. And it's probably going to be that scene from the trailer where he flips on the roof.
Yeah.
That's probably how the episode's going to end. And then they are going to...
Episode 9 would pick up.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming is going to happen. We'll see. Please, the show is bad enough. At least, please don't make it predictable. Like,
Yep.
but yeah,
I don't know. I think they do have that going for them. It's like I don't even know what to predict with this show.
I mean that's true. It's all over the place, really.
Yep.
You know, you get the
I
like
mean,
huge Daredevil drop, and then you have a wedding episode. Like,
episode 2, I figured they'd pick up in episode 3 with like some action, maybe some more character development. They're like, nah, here's Megan the Stallion. Thanks, I
here's
guess.
a stupid court case that doesn't even matter.
Yep.
And none of the court. I was hoping at least like one of the court cases would be interesting. Like,
No,
I don't know,
I don't know. The magician one I thought was interesting.
just because of Wong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate this show so much. It makes me mad. Like, it boils my blood.
hmm
This is what the MCU has come to. 4 years ago, something like that, we had Iron Man.
If
Now,
you had told me, I'd have probably laughed at you 4 years ago. Like, yeah, they're about to make the worst television show ever. It's like, whatever. They
yeah,
just dropped Endgame. What are you talking about? How do you go
literally.
down? And then me now. Oh, I see how you go
Yeah.
down.
I miss old MCU. Like, I'm all for like shows that you stream on Disney Plus, but I wish it was still just
Just
movies.
wish they were good shows.
Yeah,
Just
but
wish they were worth streaming.
and some of them are, but majority of them are
Yeah,
not. Like, I don't know, man. I'm ready for Wakanda Forever.
I know. I'm
Hopefully,
actually I'm actually
hopefully
ready
that's
for
good.
I'm ready for Black Adam
Yeah,
because at least if Wakanda Forever's not good, we'll have a, I think Black Adam's gonna be good.
yeah.
I see like mixed opinions. Like as of lately, I've seen a lot of people that are like trolling on it. I can't tell if they're like just trolling or if they're actually thinking that it's gonna be bad. Because personally, I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah,
It looks good.
it does look pretty good in my opinion. I just think it's gonna be like the fact that it's The Rock and he's indestructible. That's just gonna open up for so many memes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I'm gonna try to let The Rock playing this character not affect how I view it. Because I mean, if he's gets blown up by a missile and you just kind of like see him make that face he makes before he talked at the Super Bowl, it's gonna it's gonna be so hard for me not to laugh. But you know,
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be a good movie.
I think
Uh,
so. I think Wakanda Forever has potential. I think it's
yeah.
gonna be good.
The MCU needs it to be good. Like,
Yep.
because I'm almost to the point where I'm giving up on it.
Almost.
Yeah. I'm giving it until Ant-Man Quantumania. And if Ant-Man Quantumania cannot sell me on the multiverse saga, um, then I might be done, honestly.
Yeah.
So
Now I think that wraps it up.
I think it does.
I mean, we don't really have. There's not a whole lot.
Nope. But
Or
that's
maybe
okay
we're just
sometimes.
missing something. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
I'm Caleb Griffin.
I'm Evan Lytle.
We'll see you
And
guys
this has
next week.
been Two Nerds on
Two
a
nerds
Boat.
on a boat that we don't own.